Welcome to PetroPips. This is the weekly outlook, and so we're gonna analyze what we see in price. For many of you, yes, I am a ICT charter, but I also use inducement a lot. Okay, so let's look at the dollar index first. So what we've seen on dollar, we've had a bullish move to the upside. And then now we've sort of been in this consolidation range, but we had really an inducement low here, right? Price came to the downside and then immediately went back up, creating a BOS. Okay, so between this low and this high, this is really just inter-range liquidity, right? So us taking this low out here, I don't look at it as a confirmation for up moves to the for sells to the upside. Okay, I actually think we might have made a intermediate low right here, and then we're going to be targeting these liquidity. But first, what we want to see this week, and it's very crucial that we see this. So we had this fair value gap right here, right? And or as many would say, it could also be considered an area of efficient price action in EPA. If we get back here, this is the only place that I'm really looking for sells. Okay, so if price goes to this line, I don't see that as a sell area because it's sitting on support and resistance. So it's going to end up being a trap. It can give a fake reaction only to the move to the upside. The same thing here, right? This LB that we have right here. I think if we're going to turn bearish, right, and maybe target this low down here, we have to do it in this area right here. All right, this fair value gap right here has to turn price backwards, which I don't see happening. Just because we've taken out liquidity, we've came in with speed and vector candles, and then we've moved to the upside, given a BOS right here. Okay, so I think we're going to move higher on dollar. Okay, I think we're going to move higher on dollar, but I just want to reiterate that does not mean we're going to just buy blindly. Okay, we have to read price action. I could be wrong. If price comes in here and really starts dumping, then we're not going to be looking for buys. But from previous experience, I usually know after a liquidity sweep and vectors and then upside movement, on the way up, you're going to have so many people trying to short that it's going to give the algorithm enough liquidity just to move to the upside with a lot of momentum, right? So I think we're going to be moving higher on dollar here. This area of right here, the OB, it is also, if you look at it, a swing high. So if we break here, we have broken market structure, right? And I think we're going to really start moving up faster to the upside. And then when you also talk about sentiment, right, everybody's like, oh, they're bringing interest rates down. This should be bearish for the dollar. Price has already been booked. Okay, it has already been accounted for. That's why I think we're going to move to the upside on dollar. So what does that tell us? We have a bullish dollar. Regularly you're going to see bearishness on the commodities, and even if not bearishness, you're not going to see explosive moves to the upside when dollar is bullish, right? So we're looking for shorts on U.S. oil, right? And if you look at oil, we had this low, right? So this was the leg that made the high. So we're still in that range. Okay, so we're still in this range. If you really think about it, this was the last low that made a new high, and then we've just been playing around in this area, which oil tends to do. But then we had a fake BOS, a liquidity sweep, and a break of structure, which is very strong. Okay, very strong. And then we're in this range, right? So the range is between this low and this high. Okay, that's our range. We're looking for bearishness, I believe. And the reason we're looking for bearishness is because I think these lows will be taken, and I think this low will be taken. I think this trendline liquidity is going to be taken. So I've mapped out, here's what we're looking for. We do not want to see, okay? We do not want to see any price action above 76.29. If we break 76.29, we're targeting upside liquidity. So we're going to go up here, and then we're probably going to go sweep here. And then if you look at the geopolitics of what's going on in the world, it would make sense for higher oil. But we're gonna focus on the charts where the liquidity is. So until now, we're gonna be bearish on oil. Okay, we're gonna be bearish on oil. Now here's the thing: if at any point, let's say we sweep these lows, okay, and then come back and break here, we're bullish. Okay, if we continue to draw down, draw down, draw down, sweep this liquidity or this liquidity or this liquidity, right? We're still bullish. If we break this, okay, if we break this low right here, I believe we're going to be going much lower on oil. Okay, much lower on oil. But right now we're really targeting this liquidity here, and of course the trendline liquidity. We got the triple bottom here, right? And so we could end up coming down here also and then reversing. Okay, but we don't want to see this low break. Okay, because if this low breaks, this was the low that created that induced the fake BOS. Okay, and then created a real BOS, right? So this is the range for us, okay, between this low and this high. We don't want to see a break. If price is going to move to the upside, I believe we will respect this low. We may sweep all the liquidity under it and then move back up to the upside. But for this week, we're looking for sells, okay? We're targeting these liquidities and then the trend line liquidity on the downside. If you also look at the weekly chart, there's a good possibility of dumps in oil, okay? Like big move week type of thing, like this type of ordeal happening. Okay, there's a very likelihood we're going to have like big red candles to the downside, only to reverse later on after we sweep all the liquidity. But we're looking for sells. Like I said, as long as we're under here, we're bearish. If we see any type of price action, okay, we cannot break this area right here. Okay, and so the price is 76.25, I believe. We don't want to go above that. If we go above that, we're looking for buys. Okay, we're looking for buys to the upside. Same thing, I want to talk about gold. When we look at gold, it's been on a huge move to the upside, which would make sense, okay, because it is the true hedge. It is the true hedge against inflation. Until recently, since we've had a bullish dollar, it is quite extraordinary to think about that gold is still up here, right, even though dollar has been so bullish. So that tells us if we're going to have a weak dollar, right, if we're going to have a weak dollar, then gold should be very bullish, and it has been. It has been. It's really just exploded to the upside. I want to talk about this price action here. Reversals, okay? So people looking for sells got stopped out here. People looking for sells got stopped out here. Everybody looking for sells gets trapped, okay? The sellers are not making money. The buyers are. But I want you to see how difficult it is to get into buys right here. It's very difficult to get into buys here, okay? Because they're coming back, sweeping liquidity, coming back, sweeping liquidity, coming back, coming back, coming back. They're not really giving you much of retracements. I understand that we have imbalances here, imbalances down here. But before we come down here, okay, what price tends to do when it's ranging like this and consolidating to the upside, so many people are looking for sales, okay? So what it's going to do, it's going to induce to the upside first. It's going to go up to the upside with big candles, where people are on the way down. People are going to be looking for market structure buys to the upside, and what it does, it ends up fake. Then it might come back down and take out these lows. Okay, so we're still bullish on oil. Okay, we're still bullish on oil. I think we're not on oil. We're still bullish on gold because I think we're going to continue to move to the upside. Just be very wary. If we start seeing big blue candles on the daily, right, that may be a sign that a reversal is coming, okay? Because big blue candles, so let me just give you all an example of what could happen and what my thinking is. So like if we have candles going up to the upside, right, like let's say we do this, something like this. When it comes back down, people are going to be looking for that, okay? But I don't think we're going to see that, okay? I think you'll have a move to the upside, and then if it comes back down, everything in between is going to be traps until we come back under these lows. Okay, that's what will happen. So still bullish on gold until we start seeing some big momentum to the upside, and then we want to see a break of structure to the downside, and then we're probably going to be targeting these lows. But until now, don't try to catch the top because it's got inducement candles to deliver, and believe me, it will deliver them. Let's go on Dow Jones. Same thing, bullish, okay? We're bullish. Now, just remember, we said dollar has a high percentage chance of being bullish also. So we're not really, how do I say this? We're not really expecting very big candles. It might be a more of a consolidating type market, slowly moving up to the upside on Dow Jones. But just know we had a high, a low, right? A lot of people were looking for fair value gaps, change of characters here, fake reaction, then move to the upside. Everybody got stopped out. So sellers are done, okay? We might continue to push higher on Dow Jones. This area I have pointed out, right? We don't want to see price come below that. If we see price come below that, I believe we're targeting these lows down here, okay? At least this low, okay? Probably this one too. But we're going to be bullish on Dow Jones. This is the last line of defense for Dow Jones, okay? If it ends up reversing, okay, especially after it's already taken liquidity and it breaks this order block right here that we have, then I don't see this imbalance or as this OB, okay, as places to buy. I do not see that, okay? I see this as traps. People are going to be looking for buys here. It's not going to work. It's going to come target the liquidity, okay? So still bullish on Dow Jones unless we have a break below this OB right here, which is at 40,568. I want to go on NASDAQ. So just a little bit of info on structure, okay? When we talk about structure, this right here, okay, you know, took out this low or this low or this low. This is the leg that created the new high. Okay, look at the momentum. The momentum always will tell you, okay? After sweeping liquidity, right? Mitigation, new high. We've come down all the way to swept inter-range liquidity, right? Offered price, filled imbalances, and then mitigated, right? So then we had this high right here, right? Create this low, and then immediately what happened? It broke again, okay? It broke again. Sorry, my mouse isn't working so well for some reason. But so this low to this high is an internal break of structure. So what are we looking for? We're looking for buys to the upside, okay? We're looking for buys to the upside. I think NASDAQ is also bullish. This is the red line for NASDAQ. There's no imbalances here, but there's liquidity down here, okay? So we don't want to see price. If price comes back down here, it's not for a buy, okay? If price comes back down here, we're moving further to the downside, okay? But until now, we're bullish on NASDAQ. I think if we do nothing, we're going to test this OB, okay? We're going to test this OB. And preferably, I want to see it break with speed. So how price was offered here on this down candle, I want to see the same thing on the way up, okay? Big blue candles targeting this high. But we're going to be bullish on NASDAQ until we see something different. Again, last line of defense for NASDAQ is here. If it breaks below here, we're going much lower, okay? We're going much, much lower. Anyways, hope this helps. Give us a like and a subscribe. And if you have any questions, just post it in the comments section. Thank you and good trading.